Sub versus dub. Okay, so what do you prefer?
I mean, it's kind of hard because we grew up with actual good dub. That's the problem. DBZ, Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin.
Well, hold on. Let me pause you right there. Our generation has, yes. I didn't grow up with that simply because.
So you grew up with Sub.
I grew up with Sub because
Scryer, thank you.
I was watching Dragon Ball Z on VHS.
Trigun.
And so the Dragon Ball Z VHS tapes I had were in Japanese.
Outlaw Star, even though it was aired too soon for the manga.
So what do you prefer? You prefer sub or dub?
I grew up with dub because it was good. For our bracket, we grew up with dub, and the dub was actually really good. But nowadays, when it does come out in sub, it does tend to sound better, even though dub has gotten a lot better as well. Okay, me personally, I would go dub because I just grew up with dub. I don't really mind watching sub because I watched the Kung Fu movies growing up, but for my generation, for the anime that we watch most of, it would be dub.
What do you prefer?
Okay, so mine's gonna be a little different here. So I grew up on dub as well, obviously, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going sub.
Okay. I'm thinking up to a certain point in time, it will be dub. After that point in time, it's sub.
Not even that.
No, because seriously, because our age bracket, for us, we started watching it like 94, 95, 96. From that, going all the way up till maybe mid to late 2000s, that's when I started watching sub more because they stopped airing anime on TV like that, after a certain point, and you had to go on the websites to watch it, and it was all in sub. That's why when I really got back into watching sub, and the sub, the voice acting was it was immaculate. It was ridiculous.
So here's the thing. So I feel like the whole sub versus dub. First off, let's make this disclaimer. We should have did this at the beginning. But watch what you want to watch. Who gives a shit? Apparently, certain shows in Spanish go hard as fuck.
Hey,
have you seen Toji's Spanish dub?
Dude, I realized that when I was watching Saint Seiya in Spanish, and I was watching with my dad growing. He was like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Man, Dad, I need you. I just watch it with me."
Have you heard Dragon Ball Z in Spanish?
Yo, that shit is
some of it.
It is.
Some of that shit goes hard. Okay.
Hey, they put like real.
So disclaimer: watch what you watch. Okay. The only thing is, so like I said, I grew up watching sub. All right. So I feel like the whole sub versus dub conversation, in my opinion, it's hard to pit dub against sub. You can't take certain moments from scenes in dub and compare them to sub. When sub goes great the whole episode, you see what I'm saying? So a lot of notable dub instances are Erin's speech in Attack on Titan or Goku's speech, Madara, right?
Oh yeah, Madara's
yeah. So yeah, exactly. And what's another All Might, when All Might did United States of Smash, right?
So, and so it's a match. So I'm sorry.
Right.
I love what Christopher Sabat, like is the voice actor for is it Sabat or is it
Sabat's for Vegeta.
Yeah, that's the same dude who voices Piccolo in the rest of them. That's the dude who voices All Might.
Oh,
English dub.
Oh, and English dub. See, I didn't
English
know that.
Dub. But in
but see, that's the thing. But see, look what I just did. I just took moments in dub. Okay, instead of saying like the whole episode, right? Yeah. So sub is the whole episode, the whole series,
and that's why I'm gonna stop you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this again. 9 times out of 10, sub is always going to be better than dub. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Overall, yeah.
But there are times, and it's only with certain shows for whatever reason, where the dub goes just as hard as the sub.
Just as hard.
Attack on Titan?
Oh yeah.
I don't care if it's sub or dub. It sounds amazing on both ends.
Ridiculous.
Naruto on both ends. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z is a little iffy for me. See,
what happened
when Goku screams to transform in dub? Amazing. When he does it in sub, it makes my ears bleed.
Because
It's like nails
So-
on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
So to me, I hear that because that's nostalgia to me. Because my first time hearing Goku was in sub. So to me, that's because a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, Goku sounds more manly in dub," and it's like
He does.
I don't disagree. However, for me, sub that's Goku's voice.
No, it's
That's
not.
Goku's voice.
Goku's
And
voice.
what?
So that's like okay, that's like me if I were to say right, like I know you, I listen to you, I hear this is your voice, right? But if your girl was hiding behind the couch and you were just like moving your lips or whatever, and then your girl was behind here
Mhm.
talking for you,
Mhm.
you see what I'm saying? Like, oh well,
I
you know
don't
that one
really
sounds
think anybody
that sounds
would
like him.
respect- No.
I was going somewhere with that. All I'm saying
He was
is,
going- no, he was
but
going
Goku's
into-
voice in
going into
sub
to
is
to
like,
me, it's
but in dub it's like a grown.
for years I have heard Goku's sub voice. So to
Even
me,
Vegeta's
that's
voice
all I knew.
irritates me.
That's all I
Yeah,
knew.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Nah.
It's certain anime.
You
Sub or
it
dub.
just sound- it just
It's perfect. Like for example, the worst dub I've ever heard, personally for me, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? If you hear that in dub, it is the trashiest, most terrible.
It's bad.
There is a particular scene that just I couldn't do it anymore. He said there's a move he does, Firebolt. That's like his go-to move. If you hear that crap in dub, bro, it's the most bootlegged version. It's like you pay somebody $5, bro. Just say Firebolt, and then I'm gonna record it and put it up.
Oh,
What?
So it's just garbage.
Bro,
It's
it's like, hey, oh, you gotta. If y'all find that episode, he was fighting the Minotaur or whatever. Please watch it in dub and then go back and watch it in sub, and you will understand how terrible
like
it is in dub.
It reminded me
That anime
of,
had no business being dubbed.
See, this is the thing. That reminded me
Ugh.
of the really, really early days of when they would dub like Fatal Fury and King of Fighters, the movies.
Yeah,
That's what that reminded me of. Cause like, those are like nostalgic, like just
Yeah,
as of now. But back then we didn't have anything else. But then once we started,
Speaking of the movies like that, another bad dub movies are like the Street Fighter movies. Are
Oh, please don't do
bad.
that. No, let's not even. Can we act like that never existed?
no, okay, now Street Fighter 2, the movie, there was nothing wrong with the dub there. There was nothing wrong with the dub
I,
there.
don't know, I thought the sub.
I can
was-
rewatch that shit endlessly.
Yeah.
It's good.
There are certain anime where dub is perfect.
Yeah.
So
You
okay,
have to show
99% of the
Oh,
shows
God.
like I have to watch in sub, but there's only two for me in particular that's like for like it's dub is just better, and that is the Gundam Wing, specifically the Gundam Wing Endless
All
Waltz
the
movie.
Gundams are good in dub.
Cause I've watched
All of them are good in dub.
now from the guy who's the Gundam, I've watched each iteration of the season and dubbed and subbed if it was available. I've watched Gundam Wing in dub and subbed, and it was a little tough at first because I was so used to the dub.
Mhm.
So
But the more I played the video games, and then when I went back and watched it again, I was like, okay, this actually sounds dope because I've been playing the
I
game
don't know,
so
bro.
long.
For me,
I'm
same
just-
thing you've done. Sub and dub with
Yeah.
Gundam,
Yeah.
they both sound great.
yeah, so
they both
the
sound
first
amazing.
time I saw
Yeah.
Endless Waltz though, it was like I didn't have access to the sub
One of
version,
the
so
best-
I could only watch the dub one. So to me, like
Yeah, 'cause
Endless
yeah.
Waltz was that, and then the original Trigun, not the remake that came out
That's
last
better in
year.
dub.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
with Johnny Young Bosch.
The
Johnny Young
dub
Bosch and the
of
rest
Trigun,
it.
I loved it.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
was
outside of
ridiculous.
for me, those two, everything else is in
You
sub.
gotta add another one. Yu
Everything.
Hakusho. The dub Yu
Yeah, Yu
Hakusho.
Hakusho, dude. I forget
You-
the dude
what?
who voices.
But see, I feel like
Who
that.
voice-
you-
First off, the
show-
opening intro.
right,
better
the
than
opening
the
is
sub
the opening.
intro.
Well,
Yeah.
first off, because
Yeah.
that was on our
Yeah.
last episode. America, they had rock band covers.
I
So
get it.
yeah, of course the intros were better. Yeah,
That intro was amazing.
Yeah, of course.
That thing was
Yeah.
saucy.
Oh,
Okay.
Speaking of super sidetrack, the intro because we were talking about in the group chat, the dude who created the X-Men intro, and then he created the Power Rangers.
Yes.
He created
Did it
that
in one
two
night?
phenomenal. The Power Rangers was in one night,
Oh, okay.
but the X-Men intro, the animated series X-Men, and then Power Rangers is just memorable, iconic. But anyway,
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here's the thing with Yu Yu Hakusho with me. Yu Yu Hakusho falls in that category of the '90s, and I feel like
Yeah, it was like in '94.
right because that was when dub they weren't putting the necessary like emotion and feeling as they were with sub. Sub was just outdoing them.
Hold on.
Yu Yu Hakusho had all the
Yu Yu
emotion
Hakusho didn't
in
have
the
emotion.
world.
I'm not saying it didn't have emotion, but I'm
One
comparing
of-
it. I'm
okay,
comparing it to
cursing-
sub.
Okay,
Cursing
one of
niggas
the
out.
one of the best scenes for me is when Kurama kills Elder. Well, not kills Elder Toguro, but entraps that fool in the sinning tree.
Oh yeah.
When you hear the tone of his voice that matches the illustration for Kurama's character design, that's some
The thing
cold
about
shit.
Kurama is he maintains not all the
A
time
level
but
of calmness
he
and
maintains
control.
Yeah,
he
Nice
comes off as a
tone.
killer.
Right.
Like a cold-blooded serial killer.
Yeah, he
Like
has no
Dexter
hesitation.
vibes.
He'll do it. Yeah.
Yusuke comes off as a gangster.
Like literally, like
Yusuke is a street thug. The whole way through.
seriously. Like he ain't literally. What would you compare Hiei to? He is.
He is.
I mean, Hiei is a cold-blooded killer. But
He's a killer, but he's a little hard to. I don't know.
he
I don't
has
know
a
where to put
code
him.
and he has morals, whereas Kurama
But his tone of
is-
voice doesn't really give me any kind of like.
No, unless he gets really pissed off. Like
Yeah, but then
like when Yusuke, when they first originally thought
when he's
Yusuke died
darkest flame.
again.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. When he's like, take this with you on your one-way trip to hell, you bastard. There was emotion in that
Yes.
scene. There was emotion
Let me
in
tell you
that
something about
scene.
Yusuke.
See, that's the thing. I'm not saying there's not emotion. That was a
No,
good scene.
because even hold on, we gotta keep going.
Like when
Like,
Yusuke and he ain't
remember the
fought
Dark
for
Tournament when the
second
nurse
time?
came out?
Oh
Yusuke
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, I wish I was hurt."
Yeah. Yeah.
You hurt?
Yeah.
So
Or when he fought the one demon when he went to go fight Toguro the first time, I had to check the jewels and see if they were there.
Right, yeah.
Yusuke was
yeah.
saying some ruthless.
fucking-
they were out of pocket.
He
It
was
out
a
of pocket.
hoodlum. He was a
But
hoodlum in
the,
every sense of the word.
You can't do that in sub, bro. I won't feel it. It's,
Like it just
Yeah, that sub had out of
can't-
pocket moments too.
Yeah, but
no, the
when-
dub one
when
in.
it's in dub, you get more of a feel.
Or
for
like,
it.
okay, in sub with fucking original Dragon Ball, Goku met Bulma, and he was like
Oh, yeah,
slapping
he
her,
was
and
going-
yeah, and then he pulled her, she
I'm
was
not knocking that.
he was like, "Where's your balls
But
at?"
I'm
It
talking
was like,
about-
"What?"
I'm focused on yeah, because you know.
Oh, and then as a
Yeah.
matter of fact,
He
not
didn't
even
know.
that, but in
He
One
didn't.
Piece, when Luffy was captured and he was naked in the cell,
Oh,
and it was like
yeah.
they were like, all the girls were like, "What is that?" And he was like, "It's about balls." It's like, what?
Yeah.
And it was like, "Can we hold? Can you give them to us?" He's like, "I can't take it." Yo, that shit was hilarious.
There are
Out of pocket,
Like-
out of pocket, but.
yeah.
I don't even know what he says in
Yeah.
dub.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that scene happens in that scene in dub. I just know it's sub. He's
I-
just saying balls.
I will say that as well. I did watch majority, if not all, of One Piece after a certain point in sub. It's
I started
been in
out
sub.
dub the whole way, bro. Until it just got to a point
Until
where
they
the dub couldn't
removed
keep up with
it.
the
No,
sub.
they
Yeah.
removed it from air, and I was just like, well, what
Yeah, I didn't even bother
Yeah,
anymore.
I
guess
have no
just
idea
saw
what that
myself.
scene was
Yeah.
in dub. I just know balls were said a lot.
That
Yeah,
was
balls,
hilarious.
yeah,
I remember
lots and lots
exactly.
of balls.
That shit, yeah. He's strippers,
Like,
man.
yeah, but no, I mean,
And
it's-
yeah, that-
Yeah,
Yeah.
for us at a certain point in time, it's just dub had more of an impact.
But right
When
now,
you hear when you hear Kenshin say all his attacks, he says it so fast and with such great
in dub,
delivery.
it sounds amazing. In
Yeah.
sub, he sounds like a high school girl. I don't like it.
Kenshin?
Yeah, I don't
And,
like
and
it.
sub, it sounds natural. It sounds like he's doing these. He knows
don't
these
like
moves. He's supposed to be doing
I
these
don't
moves.
like it.
It's because in dub he says it even faster, and it just he did. I think he is voiced by a female. In the sub. I mean,
It
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
matter.
that-
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Naruto
irrelevant.
is.
That's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
that's irrelevant.
That's
So
the voice actor. You can change the story voice. That's irrelevant.
So, but even I feel like the dub version of Kenshin, it sounds to me. It sounds too when he does his attack moves. It sounds too forced. It sounds like he's
That's what I'm saying.
borrowing
it
it.
doesn't sound good.
it doesn't.
The sub sounds natural.
Oh, you're saying dub sounds forced?
Yes.
Oh no, it doesn't sound
What?
forced to me.
No.
Not at all.
He didn't Mitsurugi. What? And
Not at all.
he put it. They always made sure that it was super prevalent and it was
Like, it was
elevated
fast, but it
above
was
the rest of the
There
yeah.
was no there's no stuttering. It was just
Ryusen,
Ryu Shosen, yeah.
it was
Yeah.
solid, bro. It was solid. Look,
Suriso. I'm like, come on, yo. Like
back then the dubs were way better. Right now, majority of the dubs are
are,
garbage.
they really are?
So you're saying it's gotten worse?
Yes, it's gotten worse.
Yes.
I don't believe it's gotten better at all.
I listen
the
to
only
some of
good
this stuff on
dubs
Toonami,
are the ones that
I'm
are
just-
probably already good back then.
Yeah.
I mean, you might get a good dub out of let's see, JJK. Dub is decent.
Yeah,
It's
it's
decent.
It's decent.
It's not better than the sub.
No,
I listen
no,
to it in
no,
dub.
no.
It's okay, but I want a sub. Like Toto, he sounds terrible in dub to me.
He
Personally.
does. He really does.
In sub,
It
flawless.
sounds amazing.
So
Flawless.
this brings back to what I was saying initially. Like, it's hard to have an argument about sub versus dub, in my opinion, because dub, you're taking specific moments
In the Yasha.
instead of the actual
Oh, God.
entirety of the episode or entirety of the
Shomu's
show.
voice Actor, oh my
I
god.
know. I just cut you off. Go.
No, you're
Oh,
fine. You're fine.
yes.
I'm just saying, like, you're you know, people, because I see online people are like, oh, well, dub is cool because All Might did this speech and then Goku did this speech, and it's like you're taking certain moments and
Yeah.
comparing it to. So this dub version of All Might speech, you're saying can compete with the entirety of the fucking episode
that's
in
a lie.
sub?
That's a lie.
Okay, if we're gonna do that, so like I think I already said it in the beginning. 9 times out of 10, sub is always gonna be better. Than
Yeah,
dub,
9 times
right?
out, yeah.
But the main reason people go to dub is they just don't want to try to
They
look at
don't
the
wanna
words
read the-
and then
the
try to watch the
subtitles.
show at the same time. That's the
That's
main
just
thing.
lazy.
Like I don't want to hear it in
That's just
Japanese.
laziness.
It sounds weird. Okay, it's not. It's really not. It's actually great. Like the first time I watched a sub episode, it was Bleach, and I had no issues.
That's true.
Bleach sub or dub is amazing. Like I
Bleach
said,
sub or dub
the
is
one, the
amazing.
older stuff now, sub or dub right now, current, it still sounds amazing, just as amazing as it did back then.
Yeah.
But these new anime, have you heard Mashle or Mashle Muscle in dub?
And dub?
Don't do it.
I didn't even realize there was a dub available.
I'm not.
I don't want to. I don't want to listen to
Don't.
Mashle
We're
and
not
dub.
gonna worry about it. You know, I'm not.
Don't
even,
listen.
I'm just gonna
You
watch
heard Black
it.
Clover in dub?
It's bad.
Don't do
It's
it.
trash.
Yeah. I don't even
It's
want
trash.
I'm telling
If
you.
it's not good.
I'm telling you, it's
I've
not.
watched it. I watched
There
it.
are only certain anime like I don't know if y'all have seen this one, Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Yeah.
Sub or dub?
Yeah,
They're
no,
about
that's
even.
actually true.
They're about
Oh.
even.
Yeah.
Literally.
I
even.
just watched the sub on that
We were
one.
watching the
Even.
dude,
Either way it goes.
Just watch it. It's dope. It's
Now,
really,
I'm
really
so
good.
used to sub, but either
Either or is
when you
dope.
hear a good dub, you'll know like your voice matches the character that you're playing. Like it matches every like. There's a way dub
'Cause
goes here. Like
The way that
Yeah, I
they're
can
doing
watch
dub
this.
now, they're just trying to put somebody to fill the role as
That's
opposed
it.
to getting somebody that like you just said, that voice actually fits the character's model and design.
Right.
Like I know
The
why you're saying
tone,
sub
the
is better,
mannerisms.
which it is, because sub voice actors they put way more emotion than the dubs ever.
They
will.
really do.
Just like he just said, the dubs are just there. Like, oh, I just need to say this. Okay, I'll say it. So he
And it
went
just fit-
over
it just-
here.
it's
And we're not
only-
saying, but see, that's the thing. We're not saying like none of the dub voice actors.
No, some of the
No,
dubs
yeah,
are
Some of them
are,
put
yeah, they
their
get there.
heart and soul.
One dub I actually
into that
fucking hate though.
performance.
One dub I just can't stand is the Gurren Lagann dub. I just cannot
I
stand.
will never.
I mean,
I cannot stand it.
I tried.
I can't stand
I
it.
tried. I think I got to like 20 episodes, and I stopped.
And then there's some people who can't stand like sub, right? Some people won't watch Dragon Ball in sub, right? Like it is what it is. I can't.
Goku's voice just pisses me off.
I mean,
And Vegeta's voice.
it's been a woman.
Vegeta's
it's
voice
been
is sub.
Vegeta's
This
voice
is you
sub
all?
sounds pretty
Yes.
dope.
Vegeta sounds like he was smoking cigarettes for 30 years.
Oh my god,
I mean, a
no.
grizzled veteran.
That's all I'm hearing.
Nah.
Especially when he's punching or throwing little key blasts.
Oh, okay. First off, I don't know why they added that shit as super. They that's a new thing. Yeah, that to me that sounds lazy. That's lazy as fuck.
In dubbed, he doesn't do anything. He just shoots blast.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's
As he should.
but see that's the thing.
Force.
They only do that in Super Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. They don't.
They
And
don't
actually,
do any of that shit.
Dragon Ball Z was it became Dragon Ball Z in America because in Japan it was Dragon Ball up until there was no Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It was just Dragon Ball.
It was Journey to the West all the way up like the original, and then they kind of started putting aliens and other stuff.
It came
into
out here and
Z.
then it became Dragon Ball
It
Z.
became aliens and
But
super sci-fi.
Dragon Ball Super is the one because I first heard that shit. And I was kind of like, when did they start doing this
I
shit?
know, it's so stupid.
When did they start doing this shit? That was different. That was a miss.
The only other time Vegeta even made remotely any sound when he shot energy beams was like it was like the Namek saga
No,
right when they got the Dragon Balls.
I know
and
exactly what
Captain
you're talking
Ginyu was beating the shit out of Captain Ginyu after he got his body back.
Okay, but that's not even the one
He
where
wasn't
Vegeta
even
really, where Vegeta makes the most noise and where it's
the Final Flash,
Thank you.
which is amazing.
That's the only time it's allowed, and I love it.
It is
I
literally
see what
Vegeta
you're
literally
saying, I see what you're
screaming
saying.
through the whole process trying to get it out. Because it's perfectly fine.
It just sounded so.
That's your best move you
because
deserve.
it sounded so painful for him.
You should
gearing
rupture the
up for
vocal
the
cords
attack.
trying to get that.
Because like it's like he was trying to control his body from not expanding from the energy overload into finally controlling it into that one single point,
Exactly.
which was his hands,
Yes.
the palms of his hands.
Because every time he does Final Flash, you can tell he cannot control that shit.
Nope. It doesn't matter how long he's used that technique. It's still like,
It's like everything
outside of
in
the final
one-
explosion,
Yes.
it's literally like his most difficult technique. Everything else is fine.
Let's not talk about Final
Oh,
Explosion.
wow.
dope,
Hold
though.
on.
It's dope,
Hold on.
though. It's dope,
And
though.
sub is
It's
dope.
dope.
And sub is dope as fuck.
Super dope. Dragon Ball Z goes both ways for me. Super dope
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's just sub. Like I said, I grew up on it with subs. So
Like,
for me,
I
it's-
mean, for us, we grew up with the voice actor who did Frieza was Genkai's voice actor for Yu Yu Hakusho. I personally enjoyed that voice actor, really, because we had no idea whether he was a dude or a woman until, because it was a woman's voice voicing Frieza, but in the subbed, it's clearly a dude, and his laugh is just very, very iconic. Like you can immediately tell the other
Frieza's
characters
laugh.
he
oh,
voices.
Frieza.
No. Like
Frieza's had the
literally,
worst laugh when he blew up Planet Vegeta, bro.
like just
Like,
a sick.
Watched him blow. He's just
You
laughing
sick
his ass off.
SOB. Like
He's dying laughing.
you getting your rocks off of this stuff.
Bro,
Like,
that laugh got on my nerves. Oh man.
like just this is just what a show. This is a spectacle. Oh my, just so pleased with himself that he just blew up a planet that's been serving his family faithfully for hundreds of years.
That's
He
yeah.
got scared of the Super Saiyan, bro. That's all it was.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, but another one that was I started off in sub and eventually because I was a little late to this. I was a little late to the Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh game, but I was watching in sub, and then I watched it. I went over and watched it in
What,
dub.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Pokemon. You know what I
A
will
lot of
say?
people grew up
okay,
on Pokemon
so
with the dub of Pokemon.
Okay, so I will say this. I've only watched a few episodes, like the really, like, what was it, when Ash finally won the league? I watched that in sub. It was actually pretty dope. It was dope.
because it was only available in sub.
Yeah, see, it was dope. Now, for Yu-Gi-Oh!, I watched all 200 plus episodes in
As a matter of
dub.
fact, when he
And
won
then-
that tournament, the English voice dub actress put out a congratulations Ash for winning or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
original voice actor of
no,
Ash.
the
Wasn't it
English
original?
voice actor.
Yeah, the original for the dub. Yeah,
Yeah, but she was still playing Ash. She was still playing
the original one.
Her episode didn't air
You
yet.
mean the original one or the
No.
one that was playing him now?
The one that's playing him now.
Oh, I thought you meant the one that started off when we started
Oh.
watching in the 90s.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care about it.
He's
No.
But look,
Well, no, Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'll say this. I went back and started rewatching all that shit in sub. It's so hard for me to like just
I
not
can't watch
say
Pokemon.
subbed sounds so almost better than the dub for Yu-Gi-Oh for me. Dude, there's so much fucking
Yu-Gi-Oh!
man. Go and watch it.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh
I
my
have.
dude. When they say like reverse track, like dude, the soundtrack, I'm sorry.
Shit,
man.
matter of fact,
I'm
matter
sorry.
of fact, just
and I
just that
love
last.
Yu-Gi-Oh. You know I love the fuck out of the English dub.
Yeah.
But nigga,
First of all, we're gonna
Japanese.
talk about Yu-Gi-Oh for a second though. Yu-Gi-Oh's grandfather was bullied. All right,
Facts.
he was.
Facts.
And why Kaiba come in and take this nigga
Right, rip his
Fucking
card.
basic.
and rip his cars that this nigga collected? He runs a shop, right? A little collectible shop.
He took
First off,
one of the
this is
only
all
other
over a
blue eyes.
card game. All over card
take it
There are only
game.
4 blue eyes white
And
dragons
he said,
in the
I
world.
don't need 4.
No, this nigga
It's not a
kidnapped.
prime number.
This nigga kidnapped a 10-year-old's grandfather over a card game.
Whooped his ass in the duel.
Over a card, and then hold on, it gets better because when the Shadow Realm was introduced, all right,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna play this card game, and if you don't win, you will be banished for all eternity
Yeah, your soul's getting
to the fucking Shadow
sucked
Realm.
into-
Why?
Into a different dimension.
Why?
Yu-Gi-Oh was different.
It was dark.
Yu-Gi-Oh was different.
Here's the thing.
dark
Here's the
as
thing.
hell.
Yu-Gi-Oh has that same level of what the fuck as Beyblade. Because why was
Facts.
Beyblade going so fucking hard?
Hey,
Them niggas were in space.
Hey.
Ripping Babe. Why? Why?
That shit was
You
hot.
got grown men using Beyblades. to
Dude,
this
that
day,
shit was
bro.
hot.
And
Because
they
that-
be screaming at their Beyblades like,
Dude,
go!
the,
I'm like, bro,
the
it's
first
not real.
season of the first season of Beyblade, I'm like, why does it look like this grown
I was
ass
in middle school
40-year-old
when I first saw
man?
Beyblade.
This 40-year-old man is facing this 10-year-old kid in a spinning top battle. What the fuck is?
Why you gotta say it like that?
Tell me.
Why you gotta say it like that? Just say Beyblade. Do you know how bad it sounds when you say
He
spinning
said
top?
spinning top.
Do you understand how bad
He
that
said
sounds?
spinning top.
You just, no,
So
don't do
look,
that. Don't do
like I
that.
said,
A
babe,
40-year-old
Yu-Gi-Oh,
man.
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Go back to Yu-Gi-Oh, please.
Yu-Gi-Oh is up there with the amount of what the fuck because why are these niggas literally kidnapping people and murdering people
Mm-hmm.
over a children's card game?
You know what's funny? They never
But-
really fully showed that in the dub until you started watching it in sub, because they killed Pegasus. Then when you get to like
Matter of fact,
GX,
Yuki's
They
grandpa,
cut out-
Yuki's
Yes.
grandpa got kidnapped twice because he got kidnapped by Kaiba,
Yeah.
and then he got didn't he get kidnapped by Pegasus too, or he got kidnapped by
no, Pegasus stole his soul and
He did steal his soul.
sucked
That's
it
right.
into a card.
Yes,
Yeah.
he stole his soul. That's true.
He did
Yes.
that. He did
Why?
That, he did that to Solomon, Yuki's grandfather, Kaiba, and Mokuba.
There we go. Mokuba got captured too. That's
Now
true.
that shit was sad.
Wait, no,
Hey,
hold on. There was another person who was trapped in the Shadow Realm, and they were playing the game.
No, that was
wasn't the
Bakura's
Shadow Realm.
evil spirit, Yami Bakura.
There we go.
Yeah, he basically took over Bakura, tried to get the Millennium Puzzle, failed.
Okay.
And got sucked back into the ring.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then,
There we
you
go.
know,
There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
listen.
That unfolds in the last season.
Like
of the
I
anime.
started off Yu-Gi-Oh with Japanese, and then it eventually like watched some of it in dub.
My
I
son
started off
actually started
Pokemon
off in
in
dub.
sub, and eventually I watched some of it in dub. But the last when Ash finally fucking 30 years won the tournament.
Yeah.
Because that was only available in
That
sub
shit
for a
had
little
such an
while.
impact. I
That
was
shit
like,
was
damn,
fire.
this shit sound
Pikachu
dope
was
as
fighting
fuck.
Charizard. Yeah, I could tell. It's like shit. That shit was.
I was like, word? Okay.
I'm gonna say this though. It had no business taking Ash that long to be a world
30
champion.
years.
Oh,
30
yeah.
years. That's wrong of them to
Ash has outbattled and
Everybody.
outsmarted
do.
so many trainers.
Everybody.
Ash was losing the plot every goddamn
He
He
time.
really
was losing a
was.
fight. Not only was he losing a fight,
He
for
really
him,
was.
he is literally the strongest character in the entire series,
He
and he was
is.
losing.
Like
he's
that
he's
Pikachu-
holding legendary
that Pikachu
Pokemon
literally
in his hand.
Had no business
Yeah,
being
he's
stronger than
he's
legendaries.
front raising fucking dinosaurs,
The
right?
last time he lost, what? Charizard refused to fight.
Oh yeah.
That was so dumb.
That was
yeah,
really,
and then he
that
lost
hurt.
to hit old boy who had a Pikachu as well.
Oh,
with
Sparky.
Oh
Yeah,
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 it was,
yeah.
that was.
Mhm.
That
Man,
was
that
rough.
sucked.
That was rough.
It really did suck because wasn't it the Charmander that he lost to?
Was it the
Or the
Charmander?
Charmeleon?
I thought it was Pikachu versus Pikachu.
It was
and then-
Pikachu versus Pikachu.
It was.
Yeah, and then Ash, they would look like they were standing, but Ash's Pikachu like couldn't,
Oh yeah,
couldn't hold up his
do
feet.
it.
feet.
Couldn't
Yeah.
do it. Okay.
Shit, and then it's crazy. He has to have the most tenacity out of everybody,
He
like, out
really
of
does.
every anime character. Because how you get your ass beat
20
That
years
many
old.
times.
yeah, that
for
many
25
times.
to
But then
30
again,
years.
you also have to look at it like he has the tenacity, but he doesn't because after he loses, he literally moves to another country.
Yeah, he cries.
So
Like he does in this
He
city.
moves
he
to
leaves
another
the
territory.
he leaves the region.
He
He
does.
goes to another country.
I
So,
think Ash gets so good. There was
but also
It's
Misty
because
and Brock
he
follow
gets-
him,
he
so
get- I mean,
they got to be cool as
My
fuck.
thing is,
so
he basically like sees or captures the Pokemon of that region and evolves them into their last form. And he's just like, okay, I've gone as far as I can go. I need to go to another area to catch more.
Well, if I'm being honest, he doesn't really evolve all his Pokemon.
Not all of them.
Some of them he just keeps them in their first form, which is retarded to me because.
Well, I mean, Totodile, he evolved.
He never evolved Squirtle. He let Squirtle go in.
Squirtle, Bulbasaur.
Yeah, exactly.
Squirtle
Squirtle
can't
gone.
evolve because if he evolves into a War Turtle, he can't be part of the Squirtle Squad anymore. So that's why he's going to stay the way he's going to stay. He's a Squirtle Squad leader. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Okay.
Fucking level 100 Squirtle.
He's a level 100 Squirtle for real.
Level
100 Pikachu.
Level 100 Pikachu.
He got all. It's about time he fucking won. All his Pokemon are level 100.
All of them.
Yeah.
Literally.
And then
Pikachu has been like level 1 million. Like
the time he had a Snorlax, I thought he was going to be the champion.
Whoa. That one, I forgot who
he
was
was
the
him.
no, who was the gym
Snorlax,
trainer?
Muck.
Who was the gym
Lapras,
trainer?
I think it
Lapras,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the gym trainer that he fought that had every evolved form of Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite?
Lance?
It was a woman.
Lance or Drake?
Oh, it was a woman.
It was a woman. It was a woman. Yes, it was a woman.
Oh, because I thought Lance had all the dragons.
Or was that in the game?
That is in the game.
It was in the anime.
But you fight him in anime too.
It was in the anime too. Well, who?
I don't
Lance
know.
had all the dragons too?
Lance
Yeah,
had
Lance was a dragon
yeah.
trainer.
Damn, so he fought two of them because it was his Snorlax. That was he used Snorlax to fight those dragons.
Ice punching the hell out of
Snorlax,
him.
yes, thank you. Ice punching the fuck out of him. Body slam. Hyper
His Snorlax
beam.
was broken. His
I was
Snorlax
like,
was way
wait a
too
minute, what
fast.
the fuck?
That just reminds me. So here's the thing, because going back to the dub versus sub, because the Pokemon outside of Meowth, they only and Mewtwo, they only say their names. So are they using English dub actors for the Pokemon, or are they keeping the Japanese voice Pokemon?
I mean, I think it's the same. I think it's the same in dub and sub.
Actually, no, it's
think.
it's dub, because in Japanese the names are different. In Japanese, some of the names are different.
Are they?
That actually is true.
I
It's
would
true.
not know.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that
yeah.
is true.
Hold
No,
on,
that is
because
true.
it's not
Like, cause if in okay, for case in point, in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not Dark Magician, it's Black Magician.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Not, it's not
hold
Monster
on.
Born, it's
Hold on.
Monster
Hold
Reincarnation.
on. I just answered my
It's
own
not
question.
Trap card,
It's-
it's reverse card.
It's the dub version because Charizard's name in Japanese is Lizardmon.
Okay, yeah. Which is weird.
Lizardon, whatever.
Lizardon, there you go.
Yeah.
I was like, nigga, did you know?
So that's why when he fought the champion, who's also in Sword and Shield,
yeah.
what's his face? He just beat. What?
To win the champ.
Yeah. So he
I was
finally
like sort
become
of
a
shit
master.
from my mind, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, he fought that dude, the same dude who was in Sword and Shield.
Okay.
He wasn't calling him Charizard. He was Lizardon. I think I'm saying that
Lizardon.
correctly. Yeah. So, yeah,
Okay.
they're
All
different.
There are
Yeah,
different
I
names.
learned something
Okay.
new.
Yeah, like Black Magician Girl, Black Magician, like
Yeah.
yeah. Like Blackluster Soldier isn't called Blackluster Soldier, he's called God dang it. I forget, but it's like Dark Paladin, it's like he's right. No, he's right. I vouch for that.
All right, cool. I mean, overall, like you said in the beginning of the episode, but whatever you want to watch, you just want to watch.
It's really
You
good
can't-
product.
right.
If
So
you wanna watch it dubbed and not have to worry about reading subtitles, that's cool.
But at the end of the day, I
If
prefer
you
sub.
if you're the
I
one who
prefer
wants
sub.
to
I
if
prefer
you're the one
sub.
who wants to watch it in its original format, which is subbed with Japanese, then go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah.
it is,
If you want to watch
it's
them
whatever
dub, do
you
that
want.
too.
Yeah.
Like I
It's
said,
whatever
there's
you want.
certain ones where dub hits so.
Boy, hit hard as hell.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But it just.
So that is gonna be it. Again, watch what you watch. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But